All right, we are here with Erin Chance. Erin, thank you for sitting down to talk with us. We are very excited to talk to you, and if you can tell people about who you are, what shop you work at, where you're from, what city you work at.
Yeah, right. As stated, I'm Erin Chance. I'm a co-owner at Unkindness Art in Richmond, Virginia.
You moved here from New Zealand to Richmond. Why'd you move? Well, I mean, like Auckland is full of great artists. Why did you come to the United States, and why did you end up in Richmond?
It was one of the hardest decisions I've ever had to make because I was already in my dream shop. I was at Sacred Tattoo in Auckland.
It's a great shop.
Yeah, working with, in my opinion, some of the best in the industry. So it was really scary. I also own my own house and stuff, so I gave up a lot to move here, but basically I married somebody from Virginia, moved over, didn't work out, but I'd given up so much, so you kind of have to make it work, you know.
Well, I mean, you ended up in a great shop. You and Teresa have one of the best shops in the, I consider Virginia to be the Midwest, but I mean, you guys have one of the best shops in the country.
Thank you.
You guys are always doing amazing work. Every once in a while, a fun or silly tattoo will pop up on your feed between sleeves and projects, like larger projects. Do you enjoy doing those smaller, lighthearted tattoos?
Yeah, I love it. I like when people look through my portfolio and like they see something and it makes them laugh, like a honey badger that says "don't care" or something. You know, like it's fun and it's quick to do. I don't often get to do one shots anymore, so getting to start and finish something in a few hours is awesome.
How much time is spent between doing large project backs, chest, sleeves versus one shots?
It really varies. Like I can have an entire month where I'm just working on in-progress stuff, and it's great, but like I don't really post a lot of in-progress stuff, so it means that my social media stuff is a lot. But you know, there might be a week or two where I've got 3 or 4 one-shots. But yeah, that's, like I said, it's not as common as it used to be.
You were on Ink Master, the season with the shops. I'm not that familiar with Ink Master, but I know you and Doom Kitten were on it. How did that help out Unkindness as a shop, and how did that help out your career?
I guess like career-wise, I mean, I was already in a pretty good place, and like we did get pretty far through, but we didn't get to the top 3, so you know, it hasn't made a huge impact in that regard, other than more people recognizing me at conventions maybe, but or just coming to visit the shop. But it's definitely, we've seen a lot of increase in just walk-in and email traffic, which we can like hand on to some of the other artists, which is really, that was the whole idea of going in the first place.
That makes sense. Did it expand your wait list?
No, I don't get most of my really serious clients are not people that are coming because of Ink Master, so.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, I mean, like, I know, so like people like Kelly, her wait list has blown up completely.
Yeah.
Because of Ink Master. And I wasn't sure how it affects, I know, you know, it affects some people, and I imagine it doesn't affect others. I just wasn't sure how it affected your.
I mean, I've definitely had to close my books, but like, and I don't know, I was already getting like a lot of cool inquiries. I'm getting a lot of less serious inquiries now, I think. But it's sort of like that's stuff that I can pass on to other people at the shop, which is great.
So can you tell us about other artists who are working at Unkindness?
Yeah, we've got William Voles, who is killing it in New School right now. He's been with us for almost 2 years, and just it's been amazing watching his progression over the last couple of years, because like he was good when he came to us, but he's killing it now. So yeah, we've got Jessie Ray Brennan. We call her Ray. She does a lot of sort of floral, illustrative realism. Sort of, it's just really pretty girly tattoos, pretty ladies. She definitely pulls the feminine crowd. We have Faith Broach, or she goes by Vitriol. She does more. She's only been tattooing, I think, 4 years, but again, we've seen a huge progression in her work in the time that she's been with us. She does mainly black work, a lot of like dot work and stuff. She's trying to get more into like black illustrative and get away from the geometric stuff that she was doing. And she's starting to really kill it at that too.
Yeah, she's doing good work.
Yeah. We've got William Van. He does mainly black and gray. He's really into what he calls Van girls, which is like a mix of illustrative and realistic lady heads with things. And we've got an apprentice, Ashley. She's only been tattooing a few months, but her tattoos are already getting super
That's
clean,
good.
and yeah, she's doing great, and I'm really excited to see how like where she goes in the next couple of years.
Nice.
And then of course
Your co-owner.
we've got Teresa, yeah, the most important.
Yeah. She's killing it. I mean,
Yeah.
I can't believe how far she's come in 6 years.
It's unreal. Like, in the time that I've known her, I mean, she was already good when I first met her,
Yeah.
and she's just like, I can't believe some of the stuff
Yeah, she does. I mean, her work is always blowing people's minds. She did that torso piece last year. That was
The mermaid.
The mermaid one. That was just insane.
Yeah,
And I'm always excited to see work from her.
yeah.
Do you design your work still on traditional pen and paper, or have you moved over to the digital era?
I'm 50-50. I typically only do everything 100% digital when I'm on the road, just because it's less stuff to carry. At home, I typically will do all my thumbnails in a sketchbook, and I'll usually do an initial larger drawing in a sketchbook too, and then like I generally just will take a photo of it and do my liner and color study on the iPad. But my liners are pretty rough. If I need it to be really dialed in, I'll still do it on tracing paper. So
So I know a lot of the discussions this week at Explore Conference is people are heavily promoting the use of iPads, the use of Surfaces, moving your work to a digital format. Where do you think that how is it going to evolve tattooing in the next 5-10 years with the use of technology, integrating technology into tattooing even more so?
it really depends on the artist. One thing I've definitely noticed is that a lot of people, especially a lot of younger tattooers, they're starting to do like neo-trad or illustrative tattooing, but they're basically like finding Google images and like making a collage of it and then just tracing it. And it's, like it's a fast way of doing things, but you're not going to progress. You're not going to get a whole lot of style happening. So I'm worried about it in that regard. I think that like the more people, especially in their first like 5-6 years tattooing, the more people that are drawing on paper and still using reference, absolutely, but drawing it themselves and not using digital is important. But then you have people like Russ or like Mike Chambers, people that are using things like ZBrush. I know Guy Atchison is using a lot of digital stuff now, that are actually like building like digital sculptures and creating their own reference and then going from there. I mean, it's got some amazing possibilities. It's just how you use it. And I think as long as people are using it as a tool and not as a crutch, then it's great. Otherwise, it can cause regression in your work.
In regards to travel, I know you go to a lot of conventions. You're usually on the tattoo circuit. I mean, a lot of the conventions around the world. What are your favorite conventions to go to? Where can people possibly find you at conventions, possibly, that you're going to be attending soon?
So I'm actually trying to cut down on conventions a little bit, but just because we have the shop and trying
that's a lot of work.
I'm in my mid-30s now. I want to settle down. I've been on the road for 10 years, so. But one convention I absolutely love, and I hate when I have to miss it, is the New Zealand Tattoo and Art Festival. I'm unfortunately probably not making it this year, but it's in a part of New Zealand called Taranaki. It is beautiful. It is well organized. There are killer tattooers there. If any tattooers want to go, it is a hard show to get into, but it is so worth it. Where you can find Teresa and I think my next one is going to be London and then Barcelona.
I gotta attend London.
Oh yeah, I haven't tattooed at that before, but I've been. It's pretty awesome.
I try to make plans every year to go, and I have never been.
Yeah.
That's one of the 3 or 4 shows that I have to attend.
Yeah, it's like your quintessential.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Yeah. And then I think Teresa's going on to a couple more after that.
Hang on one second. I'm just reading through questions real quick.
Sure.
If you had one piece of advice for the attendees at the Explorer conference this week, I know there's a lot of presentations going on, but if you had one piece of advice to give to them, what would you tell them?
Don't miss Dan Pimble.
Don't miss Dan Pemble.
Yeah.
If anybody is interested in the Explorer conference, Dan Pemble just put on one of the most amazing seminars on legibility of tattoos.
Yeah, and pretty much he covered his entire process across the board. Like there was kind of no stone unturned on it.
His seminar, his presentation was so in depth and was so well designed. I was amazed by it.
Yeah.
So we're gonna wrap up here because I think there's another one starting here in a minute.
Yeah, awesome.
Where can people find you? What's your Instagram name? And if they're interested in getting tattooed by you, how do they go about that?
You can find me at Unkindness. My Instagram handle is Erin Chance Tattoo. Or you can also go by the shop, which is Unkindness Art. To get tattooed by me, you can either email the shop, unkindnessart@gmail.com, or the most common way is I have a form. I hate this part. It is unkindnessart.com/contact Erin -Chance.
What's your vetting
Oh my
process like for choosing tattoos?
The form has a pretty, it's got everything I need to know to choose. So it goes through everything from whether you want color, black and gray, what your budget is, where you want it, how big you want it, and then what your idea is. So the vetting process like really starts there. Like there's a lot of stuff you can cut like straight off the bat, but if it's something that piques my interest, I'll definitely get in touch and get references, photos of the area to be tattooed, and etc., and go from there. So
Definitely. Well, we're huge Tattoo Snobs, huge fans of your guys' shop. We love you and Teresa. We are always excited to see what work comes from your shop. We're huge fans. But we
Awesome.
appreciate you taking the time to sit down with us.
problem.
Thank you for everybody that tuned in. We will be